do a quick introduction of my husband, Franz. I'm Kenitha. These are our daughters, Sydney, she's 7, wave your hand, Sydney, and Ava, who didn't take a nap today at daycare, so she's knocked out, but she's 2 years old. So just a brief background about Franz. He may give you a little bit more info, but he did 10 years in the military as a Black Hawk pilot. Finished up as major in 2011. He has done 3 tours in Iraq. 2 of those we were together. Yeah, 2 of those we were together. The first one, I didn't even know him. So let's see, we've been married, it'll be 9 years this year in September. And fitness and health is his passion. From the time I met him, he was always waking up at 5 o'clock in the morning, going to do exercise, PT. I think it was one time he was company commander, and he had some soldiers who weren't stepping up to the plate with PT. So he said, you know what, we're gonna get up at 3 in the morning and do PT. And I said, oh, I'm glad I'm not your soldier. But he has a passion. He cares for people. He wants people to live a healthy lifestyle, you know. And we've just embraced that as a family. It's very important that you just strive for health. So he's put together a program that, I'll let him talk to you about this program. But so you're gonna enjoy tonight, and hopefully you guys will gain a lot and, you know, be willing to share it with others. And I think that's enough. Yeah, I think that's enough. So here's Franz.
All right. Thank you, Kenitha. Let's give her a hand. I'm telling you, putting up with me is a handful, because especially when you're getting up in the morning, and I would say I'm going for a run, and quite honestly, I don't even know where I'm going. I'll go run, and it'd be like 9 or 10 miles or 6 miles. I go on my bike, and I'll just take off. I'll do 18 miles, and I come back. A lot of it, I don't really get a chance to tell her where I'm going, because, you know, sometimes with ministry, when you're preaching, I'm quite sure she studied many times, but then all of a sudden she's up there and she's going a completely different direction. And it's the same thing with the passion that I get when I'm running. I'm so excited to be here today, guys. I'm telling you, it's going to be a lot of fun. So everybody, just do this. Just shake it off, just shake it off. And then we're just going to have a real blast. But before I get started with the actual workout, I'm going to touch a little base on the C4. Somebody said to me, I was like, why did he bring his Bible? Because this is the foundation. This is the foundation. The one thing I realized with this Bible is everything what you need out of life, prosperity, money, relationship, a closer walk with God, every single thing, one-stop shop. One-stop shop. And what I discovered is that back in 2009, when we were in Dothan, Alabama, when I was in the military, that Kenitha was right, I had a lot of overweight soldiers. And I'm like, there's no way in the world I'm gonna be so fit, running marathons, doing cycle races, and my guys are gonna be out of shape. And so we had to do some tweaking, and also with the church we was on, we did a lot of tweaking as well. And the Lord impressed on me, it wasn't like in a deep vision, and I was under this big halo, I saw all this. No, I was actually just relaxing one day, and the Lord gave me C4. C4 stands for, the first C, repeat after me please. The first C stands for courage, say courage.
Courage.
The next C stands for companionship.
Companionship.
Guys, I need a little more volume. That's all right. We're going to get it going. We're going to get it going. Sir?
Excuse me. Is anyone parked on the street? Because the meter ladies out there. I have a pass to let you in the yard.
I got it parked in the right spot.
You ain't on the street, is you?
No, I parked back there.
In the gate? Okay,
yep.
in the gate? All right, thank you.
Okay. The next C stands for consistency. Say consistency.
Consistency.
And the last C stands for commitment. Say
Commitment.
And so the Lord showed me 4 Bible characters. Plain as day. I wasn't in no deep nothing. Plain as day. He showed me 4 Bible characters. We're not going to go on all the characters because literally it's a sermon that I've developed from this. We're just going to touch on just 2 of these C's, and maybe we could come back and really go a little further into these C's, but you can kind of get a gist of where I'm going with it. The first C, I highlight Peter. The second C, which is companionship, I highlight Ruth and Naomi. Some of you guys already know these stories. The next C is consistency, and we highlight Enoch. Everybody knows that Enoch, he did not see the grave. Boom, walk with God. What does it mean to walk with God? I'm telling you, whatever he was doing, I need to be doing, because it's just amazing that he walked with God. So if I ask one of you guys to come up here and walk with me, I'm like, we walking. Can you imagine that connection? Be walking like that, you don't see death. And the last C is I highlight Noah. I highlight Noah. So what we're going to do today is we're not going to go into all those C's, because I know everybody here is so excited to do the No More Love Handles workout. But the first C is what I find is where we have our most issues. And the Lord showed me Peter. Everybody know that Peter walked on water. It's very interesting, with most workout programs, we don't have that faith to step out. Now what I'm telling you, Peter saw the Lord. First they didn't know who it was. Thought it was a ghost. He said, "It is I, come forward." Eye contact with the Lord, he started walking on water. Now every time I say this, everybody's reaction is exactly the same. Just sitting down all nice and calm and cool. Have y'all ever tried walking on water?
No.
I mean, that is, and he started just walking on water. And then the Bible says, Sharice, the Bible says he saw the wind and he got afraid because it was windy. And I'm thinking, like, do we see the wind? We start our workout programs and we talk ourselves out of our workout program. Oh, this ain't gonna work. I tried this in the past. Boy, that ain't gonna work. I'm just not cool. Meanwhile, you're the only one that's really talking yourself out of actually giving something a legitimate effort. And what did Peter do? He started to fall. And then the Lord picked him up. The same thing. And that's the segue that we get into the companionship piece. You need to have that somebody there to pick you up. Ruth said, "I'm going to stay with you, Naomi, no matter what. No matter where you go, I want to go. Where you die, I'm not leaving you no matter what." We have to have that companion with our workout program. It's a lot easier to do something when you have somebody there working with you. And then we can touch on Enoch, but the last C is Noah. The last C is Noah. Noah preached for a very long time saying it's going to rain. It never rained before. He was just preaching and preaching and preaching and preaching. What I find is that when we go through those C's to get to the commitment side, oftentimes it takes a period of time to see the results of our actions. A good friend of mine, she wants to lose weight, and she told me, she was like, "Franz, I just don't see it. I changed up my diet, I'm eating right, I've started to walk. How come this weight is not coming off my midsection and all this?" I was like, "So how long have you been doing it?" "I've been doing it for a month." I said, "Now come on now. You need to tell me you're going to do this for 1 month and you expect to get the results of somebody who's been doing it for a year or 2 years." I was like, you got to keep on working it. So I guess many of those people didn't think that it was actually going to rain. But just like how the Lord showed those people back in Noah's time, and a huge indicator of something's going to happen when all those animals started to come to the ark. It had to have been thunderous. Now, it's one thing to be teasing somebody with their workout program, right? But then it's like, wait a minute. All these animals are coming out of nowhere. It must be something go, "Hey, Noah, something ain't right." But they didn't act. We sometimes do the same thing. We go to the doctor. Doctor said my blood pressure 170 over 120. Indication. Those are the animals coming to the ark. Nobody doing nothing about it. Diabetes runs in the family. You got diabetes. You're still doing what you want to do. Boom. Another thing, you got all this issues going on with your back. The doctor says, lay off of this, lay off of this, lay off of that. Those are the animals that are going into the ark, and yet no one is doing anything about it. I'm not here to bash nobody. I'm just letting you know that the Bible is showing us different ways to look at something so that we could get in line. All the animals got on the ark. God shut the door. Noah's still in the ark. Rain ain't came yet. Can you imagine all the people teasing them? You know that boat stink, Noah. What you doing there with all those animals? You're going to start this workout program, and I am telling you, somebody's going to tell you you've been doing it for a couple of days and it ain't working. I can guarantee you, just as sure as tomorrow's Wednesday, it's going to happen. But then the water going to start to fall. And now, what they were doing, they were beating on the side. Let me in, water coming up from the bottom, water coming from the top. They want to get on. I hope that's not the case for many of us here today, that it'll be a situation where we can't recover. I mean, we could recover a lot of things, but we don't want to get to that point. So it rained for a long time, right? 40 days, 40 nights. Can you imagine being out there and the water's going like this and the waves going like this? And I'm telling you, it had to have been very rough in that boat. I've been in a boat before, and I'm telling you, when you're out there, something that thing be getting like this, it's getting real crazy. But I'm telling you, no matter how rough it got, no matter how rough your workout program is going to be, no matter how difficult it is, nobody jumped out of the boat. And the crowd goes silent. Nobody on that boat said, wait a minute, I have better chances outside of the boat, so let's break down something and jump out. What I'm telling you guys today is stay with your workout program. Stay with what the doctor has you to prescribe, whatever the dietitian. Because I'm telling you, you're a lot better doing that than saying, oh, I got this. Nobody jumped out the boat. The boat settled, God made a promise, boom, they're good to go. The same thing that could happen back then, it could happen to us. There's different ways we can look at these stories to gather what we need to succeed. So I'm letting you guys know that this is an opportunity, not so much only with this program, but with what your doctor prescribed, your dietitian, or whoever. 9 times out of 10, let's agree that they probably have our best interest in mind. Our doctors and whatever it is. So we just need to stay the course and stick with what they're doing. Go through those seeds, having that courage to get started. You got your friend there with you. Now finding out they're holding you more accountable, so now you're more consistent. And that's when the commitment piece comes in. That's where the commitment piece comes in. There's more to it, preacher, but we're just going to stop right there. We're just going to stop right there. So no more love handles. No more love handles. I had an idea to do this all the way back in 2008. 2008, I had an idea I wanted to do a DVD. And I'm here to let you know that this is, God has his own timing. And I'm glad that the timing is now, because I'm telling you, once we experience this, I'm telling you, you will be glad that you had this experience. So I'm going to demonstrate all the moves. And then we're going to do a warm-up to one of my favorite tracks that I know everybody here knows and loves this group. I guarantee it. I guarantee it. So I'm going to demonstrate all these moves. And for those who do not have math, I will do modified moves. So when we do our switching, for those who didn't come prepared to dress, no problem. We got a praise track. So, hey, we're going to be clapping. We're going to be raising our hands. How you doing, church? So everybody, I'm telling you, once I play the track, you guys will understand why everybody's going to get a chance to do it, because it's just going to be a praise section. So I'm going to demonstrate all the moves. So I got these heavier balls for some of the men or the women. If they want to experience them, it's there for your enjoyment. So the first one is called the frog kick. Repeat after me, say frog kick.
Frog kick.
Let me turn this way. So the frog kick is simply, you got your hands behind you and your knees are up and you push now forward and back, forward and back. Now I hear somebody saying, okay, Franz, what's the modified? Okay, here's the modified. Say, Franz, what's the modified? So here's the modified. You support it and you go on your leg out, you bring it in, and you rest it. Going out, 6 inches off the ground, bring it in, and you rest it. back and forth, back and forth. That is the modified. So the toe knee, we're laying down on our back, and our leg is straight up. We're right here, and our knee is connected right here, and our hand is over our head, and we're going to our toe, to our knee, then back over. So some of you guys may be like, okay, I can only go right here. Okay, that's fine. Just go right here and do a little pulse, then back, then your hand back over. But the objective is to go all the way up, back here, and back down. And you're using one of those weighted balls or nothing at all. And then we're going to switch our legs and do the exact same thing. And then we're going to still lay down in the supine position. And we're going to do the supine bicycle. Say supine bicycle.
Supine bicycle.
So our hands are floating right there by our ears. It's never behind our neck putting pressure on our C3, C4. Never like this. It's just floating right here. So what we do is we circle like this, back and forth, just like we're riding a bike. So the modified version to that is we're just coming up like this, not being raised off the ground, and as we come up, we're just rotating instead of a motion like that. The next one is called a scissors. As you notice, we're still in this supine position. Supine position. So our hands are behind our torso right here. 6 inches, legs out, and we're going crisscross, just like this. Working on our abductors and our deductors. All right? And the next one is called the pointer. The pointer, or like in this. So the modified to this is all you're doing is just coming up right here, your leg, and then you're coming up like this. Just like this is the modified. This is how it's supposed to be done. Also, I have an advanced. All these moves have an additional advanced move. If you want me to show it to you, I will.
That's okay.
But this is the move that we'll be doing, and that's called the point. So the next one is called a torso twist. Say torso twist.
Torso twist.
So here's where you take a weighted ball or just your hands, and you're just going from side to side, left to right. And you're just doing that little look over your shoulder, left to right, left to right. And the last one is called heels to heaven. Say heels to heaven.
Heels to heaven.
Okay, so your legs are straight up, 90-degree angle, and what you're doing is your hands off to the side, and you're just pulsing straight up, just like that. And that isolates all this area to all that flat tone goodness that we are after here today. All right? So everybody on your feet, we will do a warm-up.
Hey, where you want me to be? Where you want me to be? Like right here?
No, you stand right here.
Okay.